We're shaking people. Back with another reaction, back with some more Erasure. We're going back to their sophomore album, 1987, The Circus. We're getting into what I think are the bonus tracks on the album. I think Spiraling is the last regular track on the original release. But yeah, we're up to a tune called In the Hall of the Mountain King. I'm a big classical music fan. Many of you will know this is the name of a piece within a larger work by Edvard Grieg. It's called Peer Gynt or Peer Gynt. I've heard it pronounced both ways by classical music, radio DJs. So I'm not sure the proper pronunciation on that. But it's this many piece work. It's essentially kind of like an opera. There's singing and choral singing, and it tells a narrative. Ultimately, I think it's like a Scandinavian narrative and kind of legends and mountain kings and so on. And I know my favorite piece from it, which by far In the Hall of the Mountain King is the most well known of Grieg's original composition. Which incidentally, I gotta start reacting to that. I have 3 or 4 different performances of Grieg's Peer Gynt or Peer Gynt. So any of you who watch my classical reactions, I make this vow now, I will react to at least several pieces from that work soon, given that I'm doing this now. But yeah, in the Mountain King, or Dance of the Mountain King's Daughter, is just an unbelievable piece. I can't wait to talk about that one. Regardless, let's get back here. So yeah, this is Erasure. I'm guessing doing a synth pop version of In the Hall of the Mountain King, and if any of you don't recognize that by name, I guarantee you, if you ever saw a cartoon in the 80s or 90s, if you ever saw a dramatic movie that used public domain, if you saw a movie that used public domain music as part of the score, which it happens a lot, especially in older movies. Bottom line, you've heard this. You don't know you've heard it, but you've heard it. So it'll be interesting to hear, because I imagine we're going to get the famous sort of ominous and increasingly fast riff that sort of defines the original version. I imagine we're going to get that in Vince Clarke's sort of baseline magic idiom. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, but I don't know if it's going to have lyrics. In the original, it's sung like a choral, it's a large group of classical choral singers, but I don't think there's actually lyrics. I think it's melodic singing, and they're essentially singing notes that are not connected to any particular words. So yeah, we'll have to see if Andy chimes in with actual lyrics, which I think would be sort of an extrapolation on top of the tune. So yeah, let's see what this is. This is Erasure from the Circus album, and I believe the first of 3 bonus tunes included on this copy, which it's obviously a reissue, but as I look at it here, it's just giving me the copyright and production date for the original. So, like I said, 1987, I assume, and this is In the Hall of the Mountain King by Erasure. Also, if you've heard seen Inspector Gadget, you've heard a variation on this. Yeah. It's almost like a metronome. And again, the original piece, it accelerates over time. And then it just explodes. So we'll see what happens here. Switch it to the key synths. Oh my god. Those high crystal chimes. This is really cool. feel like I'm at a demented circus. But like metallic. Ooh. Kind of like wicked organ vibe. Or like harpsichord even. The hypnotic. The original is too, but this is like hypnotic in like almost like a psychedelic way. Those like whooshes and like reverse. Again, the like Phantom of the Opera style organ. I'm picturing like Vince with the mask on. And Andy can be Christine. What are we gonna do? Oh, I didn't know if it was gonna do one more iteration. That's cool though, man. That was great. I think my appreciation of it is vastly enhanced by knowing the original and appreciating, you know, what they're doing with the original sonics and the way they're translating them into this instrumental synth pop performance. So again, I'm not surprised we didn't hear Andy singing because, like I said, there is singing in the original, but it's not actual lyrics. It's not actual words. It's more, you know, atmospheric and for the intense melody, shall we say. But yeah, that was cool. It didn't speed up as much as I thought. I really did think it was going to do more of what the original does in terms of that. It might have like increased the tempo slightly, but it wasn't as sort of like runaway train as the original classical piece is. So I don't mind that, but yeah, I was kind of waiting for that to happen. And then, you know, as it was sort of going through the different idioms, I began to realize it's more about the way that it's like taking that main riff and like, you know, again, the original does this too. It goes through different parts of the orchestra and the chorus. But in this one, it's going, you know, first it was in the bass, and then it was up in the sort of like keyboard kind of synth, and then in the like really high kind of like harpsichord style synth, and so on. So yeah, it was working its way through, but not necessarily accelerating the way I thought it might. But again, I enjoyed that, regardless of that not really happening. So yeah, let me know what you think. Like I said, I really do need to react to at least a few of the tunes from Gynt's original, or the Gynt's original, the Edvard Grieg original, Peer Gynt or Peer Gynt. At the very least, this one in the Hall of the Mountain King and the Dance of the Mountain King's Daughter, those have to be done soon. So again, if you follow my classical reactions, look out for those. Other than that, tell me what you think of this, and I will see you next time. Peace.